Welcome to episode 37, where we dive into the topic of stress. Picture this. It's the year 1999, and there's a professor named Jennifer Crocker at one of the best universities in America, the University of Michigan. On paper, she has everything going for her. Over 100 research papers published and numerous awards to her name. But beneath that impressive exterior, she's battling her own internal struggles. Every day, she walks into her office wondering if she's good enough. Did they make a mistake in hiring me? She often thinks to herself. Am I really as good as my colleagues? These thoughts keep spinning in her head, making her more and more tired. It's like being on a treadmill that never stops, always running, always trying to prove herself, but never feeling like she's getting anywhere. Then one day, something simple happened that would change everything. She was having coffee with a friend who suggested she go to a workshop in California. Crocker wasn't excited about it, but she went anyway. Little did she know this would be the turning point in her story. At this workshop in Sausalito, California, Crocker found something surprising. The room was filled with all kinds of successful people, business leaders, doctors, and even some parents with their teenage kids. But they all shared the same problem. Like her, they were tired of always trying to prove themselves. They were exhausted from competing, from trying to show everyone how good they were. The workshop leaders shared an idea that seemed too simple to be true. They said, instead of always trying to prove how good you are, what if you focused on how you can help others? What if you thought about being part of something bigger than yourself? It was like opening a window in a stuffy room. The idea was fresh and different. They weren't saying stop working hard. They were saying work hard for a different reason. Being a scientist, Crocker couldn't just take their word for it. When she went back to work, she decided to study this idea. She wanted to see if focusing on helping others really made a difference. Her research showed something fascinating. When people thought about how their work could help others, they felt happier and more hopeful. They were more excited about their work. They felt more grateful and caring. They made better connections with other people. But when people only focused on proving themselves, they felt more worried and lonely. They often got angry or jealous. They had a harder time making friends. They were more likely to feel sad over time. Crocker did a clever experiment. She had people go through job interviews. Before the interview, she told some of them to think about how getting the job would help them help others. The results were amazing. These people smiled more. They made better eye contact. They gave more inspiring answers. Their bodies showed less signs of stress. This discovery spread to other areas. Another researcher, David Yeager, tried something similar with students. He had them write about how their schoolwork could help them make the world better. These students worked harder on difficult math problems, got better grades, stayed motivated longer, found meaning in even boring tasks. Think about what this means in our daily lives. When we're stressed about a big presentation at work, an important exam, a challenging project, a difficult conversation, we can ask ourselves, how could this help others? What bigger purpose does this serve? What positive change can I create? How can this make a difference in someone's life? The most beautiful part of this story isn't just that Crocker found a way to deal with her stress. It's that she discovered something that can help all of us. When we feel overwhelmed or not good enough, we don't need to try harder to prove ourselves. Instead, we can look outward and ask, how can I help? What can I contribute? This shift in thinking is like magic. When we stop obsessing about proving ourselves and start thinking about contributing to something bigger, two things happen. 1. We often do better work without trying so hard. 2. We feel better while doing it. Here's how we can use this wisdom. When stress hits, pause and ask, What matters beyond just me in this situation? Who could benefit from my work? What larger purpose am I serving? What positive change can I create? These questions can transform stress from something that weighs us down into something that lifts us up. They remind us that we're part of something bigger, and that our struggles have meaning beyond ourselves. What Crocker discovered isn't just a way to handle stress. It's a different way of living. It shows us that our worth isn't just about what we can prove, but about what we can give. And sometimes, the best way to help ourselves is to focus on helping others.